3, 2, 1.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in a Shell, Turtle Power. That's my shit. I'm still on it, bro. Oh, it's good. It's good. We're still good. What's going on, everybody? Hope y'all are doing well. Ah, man, No Cooldown is back for yet another episode. We are on episode 28, and hot damn, we feeling great. We are here, man. I'm the bonnet bandit himself. You know, we're here. That man Tripp just in the building. You know what I'm saying? Making it happen. Here, as always, with my podcast partner in prime, Mr. When Easy. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Man, I'm hungry as shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm hungry as fuck. I did not eat most of the day today. It's been actually a fairly long week after the break. A lot of stuff, and life is lifing. America is shit, but we carry through and try and do the best we can, man. I'm drinking this water, trying to make it happen. I got this Gundam play test, so there's some positives to at least distract myself this week. You know what I mean? And at least want to focus on a lot of the good stuff, man. There's been a lot of good going on, in my life as well as the people around me's lives. A lot of W's being secured for people in their journeys forward. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Growth Gang. Shout out to everybody doing their thing in here. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to focus on the good stuff, man. Just focusing on the good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's all you really can do in situations like this where you feel helpless. It's like try to protect your own peace while you can.
Facts, man. But yeah, man, that's why I always that's why I fucking love talking about games. That's why I love doing this shit, honestly, because this is one of my favorite escapes ever. Like possibly my number one like favorite thing to do, to just like get lost, honestly, and just talk about things, feel whether good, bad, indifferent, put my energy into it. I feel like it's always fulfilled me from top to bottom. But that's why we do this shit, man. And when we get to that point where thousands of motherfuckers listening to this joint every week, tuning in, you know what I'm saying, feeling the energy that we giving off, I hope they can feel the same way, that they get this shit and they feel fulfilled listening to this type of stuff. And we do the damn thing.
Absolutely.
Holy shit, that was kind of inspirational. Anyways, fuck that shit. Make sure you rate this 5 stars, man. If you want more inspiration, rate this shit 5 stars, man. Go on Apple Podcasts, go on Spotify, go rate it 5 stars. We are also on Google Podcasts. We're on Stitcher. We are on Anchor, of course. Make sure you go over there, rate it, share it, tell a friend to tell a friend, man. We about to be the best gaming podcast out this bitch. So you make sure you tap in with us, because you don't want to get left behind. Do not get left behind. And with that being said, we got some topics to cover for the week. There, it's kind of that come down from the formerly known as E3 season. Some stuff happened. There was actually a couple of lagging announcements and presentations, so we got to cover a little bit of those. But we got to warm up first. So you ready, Win? You ready?
Born ready.
Let's get it, man. All right. So first story of the warm up. So some keen eyes have spotted activity from Sucker Punch, of all people, this week, as some job listings for an unannounced stealth game have popped up on the internet. Now, reports and job listings are describing a stealthy open world AAA game with particular focus on melee combat. Now, a couple of rumors are swirling, but whatever it is, Sucker Punch is back in the saddle, and they're in the very early stages of developing something new. What's going on, bro? I don't know if you've seen that one picture of Thanos, bro. It's like, what are they cooking?
Oh yeah,
is that, bro? What are they cooking?
I don't want to say that it's Sly Cooper, because I don't want to get people's hopes up.
I don't.
It looks like it though.
I don't. I can't. I was thinking of Charles when I was looking at his story too, and I was like, bro, I don't want to sell the dream, bro. I don't want to sell the dream, because for me it could be an alternate dream, and it could be they're just already kickstarting Ghost of Tsushima 2. That's what I personally think it is. All right, listen, here's my reasoning behind it, though. All right. So you see how Sony's like, hey, if we can't make a connected universe out this bitch and put it on TV, you know what I'm saying, mugs, diapers, and all this shit, we're not doing it. This fits exactly into their strategy of kind of like kickstarting every major project they have into like multiple, multiple games. They weave it into a show, they weave it into all these things. Why would you put it on the back burner? You want to fast track those larger IPs. So, excuse me. If Sucker Punch is, really working on something new, and again, Sony's in like this lag period, which I will get to a little bit later in the show. They're kind of in this like down period, not much activity going on, but they're ramping up for stuff. I really feel like if they're going to do anything, they're going to push Ghost of Tsushima 2 at the front of the show. They're gonna put that at the top of the priority list for Sucker Punch to get done. Which kind of a little part of me is like, yo, I would like Sly. Sly would be nice. You know what I mean? You know, a couple other things would be nice. Sly would be wonderful. It'll be, you know, pretty good. But I really think that at the forefront, they're really trying to capitalize on that very good first impression that Ghost of Tsushima 1 had. And once they bring it back, it's like all good, which is a completely good thing for me because that was my favorite game of 2020. I rated that the best game of 2020 in my opinion. So if that comes back, I will not be mad whatsoever. But I'm just saying, it's like I don't think it's gonna be the Sly expectation that people might be pinning on to this thing.
So I would have to so here's the reason why I don't necessarily agree with you. And it's just because I feel like Sly would be the perfect IP to add to this. Like if going off of what you're saying of like Sony wanting to make this an expanded universe, I think that this is the perfect time to do a Sly reboot or a remake. And the reason I say this is not because I don't think a Ghost of Tsushima movie, story, whatever wouldn't be good. I think it would be super gas. The reason I say this is because I believe that with Uncharted having a movie, Last of Us 2 getting a TV show, I think Sly could fall into the animated series in the sense of like Ratchet and Clank, how Ratchet and Clank was a movie. And I think that that's why I'm not saying it will happen, but I'm saying if I had to choose, I would choose Sly over Ghost of Tsushima, mostly because while Ghost of Tsushima is a huge game, it is not Last of Us and it is not Uncharted because it hasn't had that time to build its audience yet. And I think that it's going to be, I think that it should get its own movie, it should get its own TV show.
Wow.
But I feel like with Sly Cooper, it has a dedicated fan base, and on top of that, it would fit the animated, like family friendly market that Ratchet and Clank hit when that movie came out.
You know what? I will place a $1 bet on this. You could be right, because remember, I just remember this in 2016, they had the movie that was supposed to come out, but it never came out.
Yes.
And then they kind of pushed it back. Shit. I feel like both of our reasonings are very valid. Yes. And then I think two of them are marquee projects that Sony would want to push in terms of their whole strategy of pushing everything to every type of medium, to TV, to games, to movies, to all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So it could be close.
I think it's close.
I'm gonna stick to my guns and say it's Ghost of Tsushima 2. I'll give you $1 if it's Sly 5, bro. Because my reasoning right now is like, I don't know if they ready to go back into Sly yet. I don't know. But I'll bet you $1 right now. I'll put it on the podcast. This is verbatim right here. I'll put $1 on it.
And if it's Ghost of Tsushima, I'll give you $1 because I agree. Right, and the thing is, like, I don't think either of us are necessarily wild for thinking our thoughts. I think
nah.
It's definitely, it could be either or. Truthfully.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like it just comes down to like which one might come first. Like they might be in like the same like 2-year window. You know what I'm saying? Like one you get announced like 6 months before the other. You know what I'm saying? They'll move like along close. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But yeah, my $1's down. I'll put my $1 down. I don't know how much that shit means now because of inflation, but we'll see what that means down in time.
Facts.
We'll figure it out. Okay, on to the next story. So the news has officially broke that Dragon's Dogma 2 is officially in development using Capcom's RE engine to develop the game. Now, after the 10-year celebration that happened earlier this week or last week, the cult classic is coming back for round 2 officially. And you know what I'm saying, a lot of people have been overjoyed. You know what I'm saying, a real you know what I'm saying, I guess an underrated game, I would say. Like it took me a second to remember where this game was in place of like history and stuff, and I forgot that it was around that same window as Skyrim. So like a lot of people probably haven't looked at this game as much. I know I'm a victim of it. I haven't taken a deep look and played through Dragon's Dogma and stuff like that. But apparently people really do love it. But it's a second one's on the way. How you feel, man?
Super slept on game. I think it is super slept on. My one friend Justin, who I've been friends with for a long ass time, he loves this franchise. And every time I saw this game get ported, because it got ported so much, I feel like you can play this game anywhere at this point. I have it on my Switch actually. I played a bit of it, and it's a really interesting design. It's a really cool concept. I love the game. I haven't gotten far in it, so like I can't like speak too much on it. But I just think that it's kind of way overdue with this game franchise. Essentially, especially how much they port it and they reboot it and they keep putting it on things. Yeah. It's like, why do you keep giving us access to something you don't want to put forward, you know. So I'm happy that this is getting another part. Honestly, I can't wait to see what Dragon Dogma 2 looks like. Hopefully, I'm hoping that it's not necessarily a remake, but a story that's not connected to the first, or at least like the first has some aspects of it that matter, but kind of like a Mass Effect Andromeda. Not saying I want it to be like Mass Effect Andromeda, because we all know how that shit went, but something like in the same universe, same kind of gameplay, just different timeline. That way it doesn't feel so isolating to the people who haven't played the first one. But if you haven't played the first one, that game is literally like 45 cents at any point in time. Like, go get it. It's cheap and it's literally everywhere. It's such a good game. And even if you don't want to play the game, they have an animated series on Netflix. Like, there's so many ways of
that's dope.
That's what I don't understand, is that they push this game to its brink. I've never seen a push there's only so many games that get pushes like this game got. For it not to have a sequel is insane to me, especially since this game came out in PS3 era. Like, this, and before before GTA 5, like that's how old this game is.
Yeah, that's actually crazy to know. I am gonna run through this game. I do want to play Dragon's Dogma. You know, now it's been brought back on my radar, and people are talking about like some of the systems and how, you know, I guess some of the inspiration between later projects. You know what I'm saying, like the Soulsborne series, and how some of those games might pull from Dragon's Dogma. I'm interested to see how like those, you know, where the roots of it came from. Or at least some of the roots of some things we see today came from Dragon's Dogma. So it's definitely on my list now.
My favorite thing about it was that you could climb almost anything, I believe. I don't know if it was any terrain, but every monster you could like climb on it. So like there was
I definitely saw like a bunch of clips of that. Like, yo, bro, like stabbed a big ass dog, and the dog jumped up high as hell in the air. Like, he still held on. I'm like, that's a cool like you don't see that now, really.
Yes, and
you know what I'm saying? It looks like a QTE or something like that.
It's a game like Shadow of the Colossus. That was like one of the biggest factors of Shadow of the Colossus was like, wow, this is really, really cool. And they were like, imagine Shadow of the Colossus but as an RPG. And I was like, oh, and that's really what sold me. And I have it and I want to play it. I just literally don't have time for RPGs anymore.
Yeah. Feel that, man. I feel that. But yeah, definitely Dragon's Dogma is going to be back on the list, and hopefully I get to play it in time. Well, Dragon's Dogma 2 is going to be probably out for like a long time. My guess would be like 2025, 2026 before we see any like
we have a lot tangible. Of time.
Yeah, we have plenty of time to get familiarized with the series and everything. So yeah, it's back on the trail. Dragon's Dogma 2, shout out. Okay, speaking of inspired by Dragon's Dogma, we had an interview with 4Gamer this past week, and From Software veteran and Elden Ring game director Hideo Miyazaki has confirmed that an unannounced game is in the works, and it's actually in the final stages of development. Now, he also spoke about that little unannounced project for a little bit, and also, you know, talked about the future of his style of games, you know, the Elden Rings, the Sekiro that he's been a part of in the past. And he also stated that, you know, he kind of wants to focus more on the abstract fantasy, you know, less away from the themes of, you know, a Sekiro that's rooted in certain, you know, mythology and history, and Elden Ring is sort of rooted in that, you know, a different era, but again, the same concept of some type of, you know, medieval type of thing. He wants to get more abstract with it. So kind of two-part question. So the first part, what do you think is that unannounced project? And to the second part is, where do you think Miyazaki should go or needs to go now that his style of games and that, you know, that project set is in basically everybody's front view in terms of the industry?
So I personally would love to see his take on something sci-fi related. I'm a huge sci-fi fan, but I don't know where he's gonna go. I know he said fantasy, so I'm assuming he's gonna stay in the same like shields, clubs, that kind of like, you know, medieval times kind of era. I remember there was talks of them working with Brandon Sanderson, I think his name is. He's like a fantasy book author, and I've read one of his books, and they're like, he has really, really awesome story, like world building. It's such an interesting take. Like in the book that I was reading, there's like swords that can cut through. They don't cut through your body, they cut through your soul. Like it's pretty nuts. And like I would love to see his take on a world like that. Honestly, with the way Elden Ring went, I think he honestly could go anywhere right now. He's kind of like in a really, this is like, I want to say Bethesda Skyrim era for him. Like this is like, we're expecting greatness. There's no way he can kind of go wrong right now. Can he go wrong? Absolutely. Everybody can fuck up, but he's kind of just like, everybody's expecting something great, because even people who don't like From Software games love Elden Ring, and that's kind of like, he's at a crazy part in his career right now. So honestly, I would love to see where it goes from here. Personally, and I will say this at the end of time, I would love for more like difficulty sliders in games, just in general, because I think it would make things a lot more fun, or even just modes where it's like, hey, you could just cast spells however you want. Just me personally, I think that shit would be cool, but probably never gonna get that. So yeah, hopefully I see a little bit more or even more accessibility options just in general. Just because I know how this franchise and accessibility apparently are like at war to this day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've seen. But yeah, looking at where Hidetaka Miyazaki is in his like, look, he's in a very special position. This is the first time where that game series and this game series is really broken into the mainstream, and it seems to me like those games will really cling to the top of, I guess the industry in terms of like, sensations or phenomenons for a long time, because they don't come out so often, and when they do, they're packed with content. Again, the content that's created as much as produced in terms of the game itself and the people who play the game, it's so symbiotic. It really is like a mutually beneficial relationship, and it has so much momentum that, again, it created what we see with Elden Ring, where it's still like the top selling thing for a certain month, all the NPDs, till now in the summer, and it released in March. So it's a lot of movement, man. And Miyazaki's really in this place where he can go wherever he wants. So on the note of him having like the abstract art, the abstract, I guess, fantasy element, he can do whatever he wants at this point, as long as he maintains that same core of gameplay and the level of depth and exploration in terms of the world building. He can go wherever he like. He can go to, he can go to, like Victorian England. He can go wherever he wants, bro. Like it don't even matter. I feel like people will still cling to it now. So I feel like it's ever important that he just nails the experience of and fully executes his idea of whatever he's going for. And that's that's going to push him over the line. Like, I think the next game is going to be critical, because this game got him into like the mainstream. It got him into the show full on. They say, oh, listen, let's look out for this guy. The next one's going to validate, whether he's supposed to stay in this spot, or they move that series and moves From Software over and look for the next thing that leads the industry in terms of the big game, the big thing, you know what I'm saying? And that major experience that everybody looks for. So yeah, that's that. And for the second part, I would say Armor Core, maybe? Armor? Is it Armor Core? Please? Armor Core? Maybe? Armor Core? I don't know. That's my only guess. That's all I have to say about the unannounced game. And it's already like almost done.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Did they announce an Armor Core remake?
Oh my god.
I just want to know if they did it before, so it doesn't rule out what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I could be so wrong. It might have been a leak, or it could have been an actual announcement, but I want to say that it's Armored Core. I low-key want to say it's Armored Core. Damn it, I'm gonna say Armored Core. All right.
It could be.
Listen. Yeah, it could be something completely different. We have no idea. But again, the fact that he said directly that it's almost done,
that's
already,
crazy.
And nobody's heard shit about it, that's actually a pretty good development process, I would say. You've already finished your game and nobody's heard nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
His game dropped in March. Like, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's kind of insane.
That's a wild development cycle. So I'm like, did the teams that worked on these two games had to have been drastically different? So it leads me to believe that the actual, the sequencing and whatever the game's, subject matter was completely different in the first place. So Armor Core. Armor Core. All right, man. On to the last story of the warm-up. Let me get it, man. Let me get it out. For those of y'all in the audio version, that's the sound of Fortnite literally clapping my wallet's cheeks, because it's time, y'all. I'm opening my wallet. It's literally time. Fortnite got it, man. They got my wallet. I'm caving. They have officially announced the Naruto Rivals pack with gear, emotes, gliders, and skins of several major characters, including Hinata, Hyuga / Uzumaki, whatever you want to call him in the timeline, Gaara of the Hidden Sand, Orochimaru, and Itachi Uchiha. It's over. Like, dog, tell him how you feel, because I'll tell him how I feel in a second, bro. You could already tell him how you feel.
I think this is pretty nuts. I hope that they keep going, because like this rollout, I was like, this is cool. I like all the characters that got released in the first time they did it. This is also awesome. I'm still waiting for Rock Lee, because that's my favorite Naruto character. That's the only character, like, I would buy Rock Lee. Everything else is like cool. If I got the money for it, I might splurge on it. But like, Rock Lee is really what I'm waiting for. But I can't wait to update Fortnite and see like what these gliders are looking like, because I might, depending on what I'm seeing here, it might have to happen, because it's like the gliders and the pickaxes, they might get me.
Bro, it's actually fire. If you click on the link in the notes, it'll show you like all like the different little things. Like you'll have like the backpacks, or like the Ambu
All I saw
mask,
was the
and like
trailer.
Gara's backpack.
Oh yeah, the jug. That is pretty nuts. That is pretty nuts.
And then for Gara's like his glider, it's the sand cloud, but only he can use it. So that's actually pretty dope. That like he can specifically use that joint because you gotta stick the cannon. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely.
That's nice right there. I think there's a sword that looks like
the Akatsuki skin on the guns is kind of nuts. That's actually kind of nuts.
It's sexy, and you know it's gonna do numbers, bro. It does numbers outside. It does numbers outside of Fortnite. You think it's not gonna do numbers in it?
The only thing,
like, come on, bro.
The only thing I don't like is that they used Gara when he is like with the comb over.
Oh yeah,
look.
when he when he's a whole ass.
They should have did young emo Gara. That would have been so much cooler.
I would have preferred. You know what I'm saying, young. You know what I'm saying, deranged Shukaku got his ass in a vice grip Gara, but that's neither here nor there for me.
No fact.
I'm just looking at my nigga Itachi. I'm sorry. Let's get right to the point. I've been waiting for something like this. I was like, Naruto, that's cool, it's nice. Yeah, I got it out there. As soon as y'all drop the Itachi, it's a wrap. I need that. I need an emo. I need the full set. I'm about to buy the full set, and it's out right now. It's out right now, y'all. I'm buying that next time. Now I was getting shit on because I had nice epic skins, but they were kind of generics according to people's standards. I had the one skin that looked like Tifu and shit. People was mad at me because I ain't buying no skins. Well, it's over now. The drought's over. I'm buying shit now. It's too late. Too late.
That's the epitome of our friend group. We pressure each other into buying things we don't need.
This is bullshit. Look what you made me do. Now every time I'm in Fortnite, I'm gonna literally go for them damn firefly jars, like burn everybody up, and I'm gonna say that every time out. Every time out.
I can't wait to see the emotes. If they don't add more emotes, come on, you gotta give us the hand signs.
Dog, they gotta give us the.
Or even like a charging Rasengan hand sign, like you and like you can put your hand out and somebody else like interacts with it the way you do with like the high five emotes.
Holy shit! They said they're gonna do a Rasengan emote. Oh my god, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, I have great. I'm not opening up Fortnite in the middle of this podcast.
That's so great. That's so great. And then a striking shadow snakes emote. Oh my! So Orochimaru's joint. Oh, with the snake. Oh my gosh, that's fire. And Manda as a glider is actually sexy. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty sexy. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, Fortnite goated, bro. Fortnite's the greatest game of all time. Debate your mothers. I'm sorry. Fortnite's the greatest game of all time officially now. Sorry. All right, man. That's enough of the warm up. Let's get to the main stories for today. Starting with just a light conversation, man. We wanted to talk about it. So last week, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge dropped, and we had a chance to play it together. We had a chance to play a couple of sessions. I know I had a few sessions myself. Used a couple of different characters. Just wanted to talk lightly about everything. How that game's come out, the reception. What we've seen so far from it, what we didn't see, and just kind of what I'm saying, have a light little intro to the main stories, man. So without kick it off, man. What's going on?
So that game is super gas. If you haven't already seen my video, go check it out on the YouTube. I did a review for it. Really fun. Like we all literally allegedly at work took a nice little lunch break and got some games in, and it was one of those moments where it was like, yo, we gotta go back. Like, this is like, I want to beat. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that we were adults, we probably would have beat the whole game in one go, bro. That was really fun.
on everything.
But that game is so good. It's so good and it's so simple, which makes it so easy for everybody to just have fun. Like, it's one of those games that, like, dare I say, masterpiece? Maybe, because it just does. It's what it wants to be. Like, it's just chef's kiss. Like, you just can't. Everything that you are expecting is exactly what you're getting. It's like, oh, you're gonna get easy games, easy to play, easy to drop in and out, and it's a franchise that everybody knows. Everybody knows the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's no way you've missed them at this point in adult. And they're not the most popular franchise, but it's cool enough that when you're playing it, even if you don't know everything about them, you're still like, what? Who's this Rhino dude? What's up with this big pig? This is so crazy and wacky. It's such a fun time. Definitely a great game. I would buy that game, honestly. Like I got it on Game Pass. I would buy like 2 copies. That's how good it is.
Yeah. This is such a beautiful, wonderful love letter to people who have seen the Ninja Turtle games, have played old games like Battle Nexus and stuff, are just familiar with the Ninja Turtles as a TV shows and IP and everything. And it's also such an awesome introduction to people who aren't as familiar, just to get in, drop in, and have fun. It's such a really, really good time. Like the combat, super simple, super fun. Again, everybody has their basic traits, strength, speed, power. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has different differences and specialities and stuff. I picked Donatello because that's my guy right there. So I stay with range and the staff. Again, the combos, super simple. They give you the tutorial right at the jump. You can just go up, do different grabs. Like, it took me a minute to figure this out. You just walk up people, do the grabs and stuff like that. Do all this wacky shit. You'll just bounce them up from side to side like you Bam Bam from the Flintstones and stuff. Throw them straight off screen. All these environmental things that pop out that you need to go. Collectibles. Again, the world map looks really interesting and vibey. The art style, again, super cool. It's just so much goodness to it, bro. And the music is immaculate. It is literally just chef's kiss all around, man. Such a beautiful fuse of everything I love in the, like super animated, super, again, just lighthearted fun Ninja Turtles from the rendition on the main theme and the main sequence to even stuff I haven't seen yet. I heard that the Wu-Tang is literally, they did a track for this game. Wu-Tang literally did a track. They for the kids, bro. They really for the kids. And they did a track for this. So it's like, you can just feel the love in between and in every fiber of this game's being. You can feel like how much effort was put into this. And I also found out that the people who made this game, they also did the Streets of Rage game. They also did Streets of Rage for the new joint that just came out. All right, that came out recently, bro.
And they did that, and they also did Windjammers 2, which is a game a lot of you might not know about, but it's on Game Pass, and that shit is super good. Like I cannot remember the name of this
the
company right now. Yeah, hold on. But they make bangers. Like, they just make straight bangers. I love almost .emu is, they make such good games. It's insane, man. It is so insane, but it makes sense. Like, every time a game drops, I'm like, this is amazing, and I find out it's them who made it. I'm like, it makes sense. It all connects.
Yep. They haven't missed yet. Honestly, they have not. So it's just so good. It's just so good. And again, 6 players, so you can have a max of 6 people. It just brings that old couch co-op. Everybody hop in, hop out as you please and stuff, and just start whooping ass together. It's such a dope feel, man. It's really dope. Again, it doesn't necessarily handhold you or anything, and it makes it super easy because it's harder than you think. It's low-key harder than you think, especially some of the bosses and just like the timing, everything. They don't make it easy whatsoever, especially, and with the difficulty, I'm sure it'll just spike up. I'm pretty sure we just played on normal, but like, it's not gonna be just you just button mash and do whatever and go through free. You're actually gonna have to put some time in and good effort into learning the controls, mastering the controls, and mastering the movement to get around the map and do the best you can. It's just so fire when you see, like, again, you hit little combo, grab, hit your super, bounce people off the walls, and you start juggling somebody like 5 minutes. I was really focusing on one part of the map. I just got one guy. I had one guy on the left side. I was like, make up in the air. Got him. He went to the other side. Make. I was getting like a 60 combo off this dude. I was like, mwah. Yeah. Beautiful. I see Negus in the cut with April O'Neil getting like 100 combos with her. Apparently she had like, I think her and Michelangelo, people really love for the combo, like the combo ability. Yeah. I think it's really like just easy to kind of like get into that bag and get high combo counts with it. So it's just super fun. If I would have to say there's one negative so far, it's not even the game itself, kind of, but it's just the system to invite people that is on other platforms. And when you could elaborate a little bit on this. I know we experienced this bullshit the other day.
Yeah, it's just Game Pass, really. Like, Game Pass is like basically, if you were to say what's the best and easiest way of inviting people into gaming, or what service provides the best of that, it would probably be Steam. And this is such a weird like ranking, because I don't think any company really thinks too much into this, but like, just with Game Pass and it being cross-platform, it's a little bit of a pain. But I also just kind of saw this coming, mostly because the game isn't going to set up some kind of like third-party system of like making an account on the game to then being able to just friend people through the game, kind of like Multiverses or any other game like that. It's a small indie game, so the invite system is going to be convoluted, and that is an issue. I think it kind of falls a little bit on the game, but I also think it falls on like the provider. Like, we had Game Pass, it was being a little bit annoying on Game Pass. It might be easier on on Steam, but it's one of those things where it's like I truly wish there was a workaround for this kind of thing, and especially with the company, because it's made by the same company that made Windjammers, and I know that was also an issue when we played Windjammers. It's kind of annoying that we don't have we don't have crossplay in that game because of XYZ. I would love to see, even if they had like just a small way of doing it, because I know that Overcooked has a way of doing it where it's like you make an Overcooked account in a sense, and then you just like via Team 17's website or something like that, and then you can just invite people from different platforms.
Okay.
But I think the company that made this game are still very relatively new, so it might not be there yet, but I would love to see them expand and have some kind of like a make an account on this website real quick, and then you can just friend people and they'll show up in your game type thing. But of course, I don't know any of like the groundwork for that, or what that even would take.
Yeah, nah, I feel you. And then one also little thing is like when you even try to invite people in the game, you have to go down like ding 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 down this list, and once you click them, it goes back to the top.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, my man's all the way down there and like X. Like, what am I supposed to do, dog? I would prefer if we, you know, kind of like kept it. If you invited somebody, you can just keep it there. But, you know, a little nitpicky. But overall, this is a very, 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 very fun game, man. So well crafted. I really appreciate games like this. And I miss, again, the co-op experience is something that's it should be super valued in this day and age now. So for a game to really capture the spirit of that, and again put them in that Ninja Turtles world with so much life and so much fun in it, with the again the fighting, with the discovery, with the music and everything, it's super engaging. It's super engaging. This is definitely one of my favorite games this year, like 100%. This is gonna be in my like top 10 games of the year list. This 100% will.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving a little bit forward. So we had a full direct this week for the upcoming Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and we got a bunch of looks at the game, including the sprawling world of Ioneos, the return of cooking, crafting, and rest spots, extra hero NPCs that can be recruited in addition to your party, Ouroboros, which are basically like mechs that are fused from the characters like that you have, and they basically just pack an extra punch, and a whole lot more details that they showed off. It's set to release July 29th, 2022. Just thoughts on everything Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
I'm actually a fan of Xenoblade Chronicles. Again, I feel like if I had this franchise growing up, and I know one came out on Wii or the Wii U, but I didn't have either of those consoles. I think I would have really been a huge fan of it. It's a really good JRPG. The game kind of like the way it felt like for me. The game kind of plays like if you took an MMORPG and just took out the multiplayer aspect of it. Like it plays kind of like an MMO. Really awesome sprawling world. The most experience I had was with 2, and I think I sunk in like 10-20 hours into that game, and I didn't even get past like the first part, mostly because like every time there's a quest I'm like, oh, I want to go do that, oh, I want to learn how to craft, oh, I want to learn, like there's so much, they're so big. I'm actually really excited for this game. I really want to get it. I kind of want to figure out where in the timeline this lands, to see if like I can just get this and not have to worry about 1 or 2, but I might have to just buy 1 and 2. The only issue is that these games are so hard to find physical that it's just like, and they're so big, so I don't want to buy a digital neither. Like I gotta find it physical. I beat myself up every day for selling Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I think I used it to buy like another game, but like that game was pretty gas. I'm excited to see what happens in this game. It looked really good. Also, actually watching the whole direct, I thought I was just gonna pop in and see the trailer, but like the trailer got me, and now I'm kind of hooked. I really like the characters and all the stuff that they added. It's gonna be a good game. I'm excited for the Switch community is gonna be eating.
Yeah. I need to go text my man's Tyrone, bro. He's like the biggest Nintendo fan from when I known him in high school and stuff. And I bet like he rocks with like Fire Emblem. He rocks with Xenoblade Chronicles. He loves that shit. So I still like this looked really right up his alley, honestly. And like just from what I saw, I'm not the biggest Xenoblade fan. So it's like it's a little bit foreign to me. You know what I'm saying? All the motherfucker I know is Shulk and he's feeling it. So, you know what I'm saying? Please pardon me. But from everything I saw, it actually looks really cool. Like, again, the combat looks super in depth. The fact that they're adding, again, so much more scale that I've seen. You know what I'm saying? It looks really like, it's big. It's much bigger than I thought in terms of, you know, the offering and what it was. Again, like your whole party set, plus, you know, grabbing extra NPCs and stuff on top of that to fight monsters, and they kind of just basically attack certain areas and certain people in like these vast ass spaces. It looks actually impressive for the Switch. It actually looks pretty impressive. Again, frame rate might need just like, you know, twinge, just a little up. But for me, I think it actually looks pretty impressive. And again, the plot, the story is going to be pretty deep as Xenoblade and those types of games are. So I think it's going to be a good hit, man. Nintendo fans are definitely eating, bro. This late summer to early fall period is going to be a big feast for the Nintendo squad, bro. So what I'm saying, shout outs to them and shout out to Xenoblade Chronicles 3, looking good.
Because you got to think about it too. Like we just got Mario Strikers. We're gonna get just got Mario Strikers. Today is the release date of Fire Emblem House's Warriors, the Dynasty Warriors game, and this game's in July, and then you got Splatoon in September.
September, yeah.
There's a lot of games coming out.
They cooking. They are low key cooking, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Every day I contemplate stealing another man's Switch, borrowing, indefinitely. But anyways.
Oh, and Pokemon in November. Forgot. Sorry, my bad.
Oh yeah, damn, Scarlet and Violet too. Yeah, bro. Hey, listen. If anybody is in possession or can sew, I would love to have a balaclava / bonnet mix. Like literally, I'ma just for research purposes and art purposes specifically. You know what I'm saying? Don't clip this. Hey, let's relax. Anyways, on to the next story. I wasn't surprised that this set of news here, but guys, Activision Blizzard persists with the bullshit, and a couple of different actions they've taken over the past week have confirmed that. First and foremost, CEO Bobby Kotick was unsurprisingly reelected to the board of directors for Activision as the company continues to go through the Microsoft acquisition deal. And secondly, the company has been under scrutiny on grounds of harassment internally, but after an internal investigation that was conducted and published by Activision themselves, hint, hint, they found no evidence of systemic or widespread harassment and no connection of separated gender harassment instances to the executives or board of the company. So, I mean, how deep can these people go, bro? Activision, what's up? What's going on, man?
It's really annoying, man, because like this is one of the best times to be an Overwatch fan, but it's like impossible to like separate the two. Like I would love for Xbox, and they might not do this, but I would love for Xbox to be like, okay, now that we acquired Activision's stuff, we're actually gonna like liquidate Activision and just like spread everything around. Like we're just gonna demolish the whole fucking thing. It's probably not gonna happen, but we'll see. And it's mostly just because like every time you hear some cool news about Overwatch, a game that a lot of people love, a really, really good game, it's followed up by, oh, we're using this to fucking make us look better on the other side. Like, man, fuck y'all, dog. Fuck Bobby. I don't know how the fuck I don't know how you investigate yourself and then be like, I'm innocent. That is crazy. If I ever get caught up by the police, I'm gonna be like, whoa, you don't need to search my car. I'll search my car for you, bro. I'm gonna let you know. No drugs in here, officer.
Don't worry, guys.
What the fuck is this, bro? Oh my god. And it's like, yo, they announced Junker Queen, and I was like, finally the queen is here. Everybody's been asking for this. What do you mean you guys didn't do anything wrong? I hate it here. Like, it sucks.
Listen, man. I don't like these niggas, bro. I don't like Activision. I'm sorry. I don't like these niggas. I don't. Now, okay. From the business sense, in my opinion, I don't think they were ever going to get rid of Bobby Kotick yet because of the fact, I believe we did talk about this on another episode as well when this first got announced, but like, because they're guiding through this transitional period, they're just going to need somebody that just knows the business. And unfortunately, it falls on Bobby Kotick's shoulders. He knows Activision best. He's been guiding them for so long. So through this period, he's probably going to stay in that board, whatever. That's okay. As long as Microsoft moves to get a huge wipeout of the board and whatever, and just sets things straight and gets Bobby Kotick out of there after everything's all settled, cool. That's the only thing I'm waiting for. I'd be shocked if they didn't do that post acquisition.
Yeah.
Now the second thing, exactly that. How the hell do you investigate yourselves and find nothing there when, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. And on top of this, there was also another news story. I didn't include this, but it was like, I think the board elected, or at least they had the proposition of adding an employee representative to the board of directors. And guess how many people, guess the percentage of people who voted yes on the board of directors. Guess the percentage of people.
None of them.
Not none.
Really?
Not none.
One.
No.
More than one is actually surprising to me.
Yes, the percentage.
Oh, the percentage. Again, how many people's
the percentage?
How many? Maybe fucking 10%, because I think that's like one guy.
Or maybe it's too high.
Too high? 5?
Yes, too high. Yes, 5% of people. 5% of people on the Activision board were like, "Yeah, we should have a representative." So out of
your phone doesn't even warn you when your battery's at 5% because it's already wraps. Like you know it's not even going. Like your phone is like it's wraps, dog. All the boards are like we need to. Take the whole board away, bro. Fuck that shit,
bro. So I'm just saying, like the BS keeps piling on top of each other for Activision, bro. And again, I can only say, Lord help Microsoft in their quest to rectify this bullshit when they get their hands on Activision fully, because they're gonna have to get mops. They're gonna have to get Mr. Clean bald ass. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to come out of retirement for them. You're gonna have to get the Pine Sol lady. You're gonna have to get everybody, bro.
You're gonna have to get that dude from John Wick. The guy that he pays after he wipes out a whole building.
Facts. The cleanup crew. Facts. Literally, bro. It's called a number. Get the suits. They just scrub it all out, bro. Like it's just frustrating, but expected coming from this group of individuals. You know what I mean? Like I can only pray for Phil Spencer's strength through this time as he looks at these fools and he's like, I'm acquiring these bum ass motherfuckers, bro. I gotta really go fix all they bullshit. We just got Hideo Kojima, nigga. I gotta go deal with this shit tomorrow, bro. Like, it must suck for Phil sometimes. It really must suck for Phil. But, yeah. Man, fuck Activision. You know what time it is, man.
Absolutely.
You know what time it is. Anyways. Oh, man. All right. So, we had a GameSpot article this week talking about a lot more detail on Final Fantasy 16 and how the game is shaping up. So, according to the words of lead producer Naoki Yoshida, the game will be focused on the single-player perspective of Clive in the gameplay and throughout the story, although you will have NPC party members that will fight alongside you, but we will be solely controlling Clive. Now, Final Fantasy 16 will not be open world, but it will be utilizing large play zones that get close to that feel, so kind of straddling the line, but not really being true open world. It has a confirmed mature rating due to the themes of the game. They about to have the sex out there. That's crazy. They focus on more action and immersive and active combat. So they were really going over what was the best playstyle to use for people who were familiar with the Final Fantasy franchise or new. And they decided with the capabilities of the graphics engine and what's going on and what's being built, they wanted to focus on action heavy, so more combat based, going to be less turn based stuff. Again, mostly just straight action, straight hands, swords, the lot. And continuing on, you will gain new skill trees after defeating the said icons in the game. And the main character is apparently an icon himself. So you might see like an absorption of powers and gaining new skill trees after certain icon battles. And speaking of which, the icon battles that were featured in the latest trailer will basically function in a distinct manner to one another. So we got a little bit of detail on this. So they said like no two icon battles will ever be the same. So they said one could be like a 3D shooter style, and then the other one could be like a wrestling match. The other one could be like an open, battlefield type of thing. But they wanted to ensure that no icon battle was the exact same going through, and the sequences got boring. So we're gonna see a lot of variety in these types of large scale battles, man. What are we thinking about all the new details about Final Fantasy 16 right now?
I'm happy. This is super sick. I'm literally playing Final Fantasy 7 extremely slowly whenever I get the chance to play on my PS5. Really having fun with that game, but this game looks really, really good. I'm actually kind of happy about not being completely open world. I love Final Fantasy 15, but honestly, if you would have told me we're gonna condense some of the open world stuff and give you more stuff to do in these smaller areas, I think it's a really good idea, just because like you don't need to run around an entire like desert to do a side quest or whatever to make a game feel big, like yeah. I love the idea of like, here is a story, here's a big area, have fun here. All right, we're going to the next part. Hey, make sure you understand the next part. You can't come back here, whatever the fuck. All right, cool. You go to the next part, like in old video games, really, when they always are like, are you actually ready to leave? Like, yes. All right, cool. We're gonna move forward. I think that's a way better system than always having to have a giant open world, because they're gonna have. How do we fill this giant open world? Oh, let's do a bunch of freaking collectibles. All right, cool. Collect all the feathers. You got all the feathers. Here's a nice little hat for you. You just spent 100 hours doing nothing. Like, I don't think we need all that. So I like being condensed. I like having the variety in the boss and the icon fights. I think this game is gonna be super heat. I am super excited for this game.
Yeah, I am very, 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 very interested in this game, man. I think that they started to tap in a lot more after Final Fantasy 15. They really started to really lock in on what makes their series dope, what they wanted to do. And I feel like they took a lot of inspiration from Final Fantasy 14 itself with some of the themes and some of the, the aesthetics and what that is. And they're kind of compiling that into the super actiony single player built from the ground up type feel. And they're creating experience in that lane, which I feel like that's resonated with a lot of Final Fantasy fans, and it really could resonate with people in general audiences alike. So the narrative, again, it's based around war and stuff like that. Apparently it's going to span over like a bunch of years. So like you're going to see Clive in his 20s, 30s, 40s and stuff go through so many arcs of war and, just dealing with different kingdoms and whatnot. So again, the narrative might be pretty gripping. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm down with that. I have no quarrels over what story may be, but the gameplay focus, and from what we've seen the snippets of gameplay, bro, it looks super slick. Like for me, I love that. Super flowy, super actiony, like Kingdom Hearts style gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Getting niggas like 60 foot high, hitting them with combos and stuff, summoning a whole big ass rocket, getting them boys done. That's my favorite kind of gameplay of all time. Like I love that super flashy, super, engaged combat. And it seems that they have this in abundance. And again, Yoshida's no slouch. You know what I'm saying? Creative Team 3, they are no slouches. Like they know what they're doing. This looks like such a fun game, bro. And the icon battles, I'm really interested to see how that looks from icon to icon. So it's like, if you get in there, it's like WWE 2K22. If I can hit somebody with a German suplex in that game,
yes, sir,
it's automatic game of the year. I'm sorry.
Sir.
If I can literally drop in there and hit somebody with a German suplex, it's raps. It's really raps. You know what I mean? So I'm very intrigued. I think they're really knocking it out the park with the reveals and the steadiness of their schedule. They also told us at the end of this article with GameSpot that there will be one more trailer in the fall of this year before we get to next year and stuff like that. So they're keeping us good with the drip feed of content. They're on top of their game right now. And I really think this could come out to be a solid release, and it could be that game of the year territory, man. 2023 is a different conversation. That's a whole different conversation, bro. It's gonna be a whole nother era, no cooldown, man. Because 2023 is gonna be ridiculous, and I think right now, Final Fantasy 16 is leading that pack for games that will be at the top of that list.
For sure. I'm really excited to see what's to come.
On everything, man. We waiting on you, 16. We waiting on you, bro. All right, moving a little bit forward now. There was some news this week that PlayStation have officially backed out of Gamescom 2022, and I just wanted to speak on generally like the rollout of this year. Now, I feel like, of course, the development struggles from COVID at the start of 2020, and how it's carried on these past couple of years, it's affected everybody differently. But I feel like this is where it's affected PlayStation the most. That's where it's shown kind of like the most wear and tear from this process, because looking at this year, major releases aren't the strongest. We had Horizon Forbidden West, where we had what else did we have? Well, Forspoken slated to come out this year. Ragnarok kind of in limbo. We had Stray is coming in the summer, but it's not like as big of a release. It's like like Double A or something like that. Whatever you want. I still want to play the game, but It's not going to be the biggest release in the world. State of Plays haven't been that crazy. Again, filled with pretty much multi-plats or something that's not going to be released this year.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on at PlayStation? And it's just that time period where they felt the effects of the pandemic the most.
I think that it's going to be how do I put it? I think that this is just going to be a smaller year for PlayStation. Hopes up for 2023. But I think that this is just going to be a smaller year for PlayStation. I think we've kind of all accepted that. They just released PlayStation Premium. They might be working on getting more games for that. Like, I don't really know what they're working on right now. Them pulling out a Gamescom isn't something super surprising to me, just because I feel like after Games Fest and their little showcase for the PSVR, I feel like that was them showing off like, hey, this is what we got for you this year. That's really it. Like, I think a lot of the games that are going to be announced at Gamescom are going to be on PS5. Like, there will be PS5 games. I just think that they're not really, like, their focus isn't on the games. They're exclusives right now. And I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. If God of War still comes out in November, I still think that this would be still a pretty solid year for PlayStation, even if it's just God of War and Horizon. Because if you think about it, it's like what
I mean, Forspoken in there as well. Forspoken might still come out this year. I'm pretty sure they just moved it back to October.
Yeah, and I don't think that, and that's what I'm saying is like, let's say it's just those two. I still think it's a really solid year because what you gotta understand about PlayStation is that their games drop, even if it's not even if it's only 2 games a year, there's still 2 really good games. Like
they're heavy hitters.
They don't really drop like duds or games that have problems or games that are like And when you think about it in terms of like games, like outside their only real competition is Xbox, really, because like PC is its own beast. There aren't really any Xbox exclusives like that. There's stuff coming to Game Pass, and there's like what is it, like Redfall and games like that, but it's like or Forza Motorsports. Like I don't think it's really this. I just don't think that's
not stacking up.
Yeah, like I just don't think that this year is really as big of a year as we thought it was going to be for gaming, like the way that 2023 is stacking up to be. I think that we're going to get some solid games for the rest of this year, really solid games for the rest of this year, especially if you're a Switch fan. And honestly, I think what we should do going into 2023, and we should start doing, is keeping like a shared calendar of games and having it like organized by like, here's PlayStation exclusive, here's Xbox, and here's everybody else kind of thing.
I swear there was literally a picture out there that had like the exclusives this year between PlayStation and Xbox, where they said like exclusives day 1 drops on Game Pass and stuff, and like PlayStation had like 4 and then Xbox had like 20 between first day 1 drops and all that stuff like that from Game Pass and shit like that. So it was different. It was different.
And I think that PlayStation is not in its strongest year. I think that the Gamescom pullout isn't a good thing, but I also feel like to say that they're kind of like out of the running or like to be scared, it's not really like they know what they're doing over there. Even though a lot of the times it feels like they don't know what they're doing, when it comes to making video games and making good exclusives, they kind of know what they're doing.
I agree. It's like the weighting system is different, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying, it's like poker chips, bro. It's like, okay, you know, Xbox got like hella greens, but that's like 2 reds, and then Xbox is dropping 2 reds like in like, you know, across this year, so kind of balances out, or it might even be weighted more or skewed one way. You know what I mean? Even
when you think about it in terms of like when Spider-Man got announced for PC, a lot of people were like, okay, now I don't need to buy a PS5 anymore.
So many people held out just to wait for that game to be on PC.
And that's what's crazy, is that like one game had people really debating PS5s. And I think God of War could do the same thing. Horizon, I don't know if it has that big of a dedicated fan base, but like games like God of War, games like Spider-Man, especially if you drop Wolverine next year too, like there's just so many good things coming from PlayStation that it's like, if they don't have anything else for me at the end of this year, I'm not gonna be. If they have God of War and nothing else, I'm gonna be fine because I have enough. I have too many games.
Facts. I'm just like, at this point with the development cycle and look at everything that they're dropping or they were, you know, slated to drop. I actually did a YouTube video today about Little Devil Inside. That was probably like my favorite slated indie game to even possibly release, and that's been like on the back burner for a long time. I haven't seen any footage in like 7 months, so that could be a 2023 like pushback. It was supposed to drop this year, but it could be that pushback. Again, there's like the Insomniac games, Spider-Man 2, Wolverine. It's like a whole bunch more stuff. Again, some stuff we might not even know of yet. Some Sucker Punch stuff that we might not even know is coming through. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems to me like they knew that the development cycle wouldn't recover enough to get stuff out in enough mass in 2022. So they're sandbagging it for 2023. And that's fair. If you want to, again, make sure they're in the best state possible, just delay it. You know what I'm saying? You have certain things you're pushing for. If you want to push God of War to get to 2022, start and push it. I don't know where it is right now. We might get an announcement at the end of the month of where it actually might be. But Sony has that room afforded to them because of the work they put in with certain, you know, games that they drop. Horizon makes it last for a little bit of a while. If you can drop that, Forspoken, and God of War Ragnarok in a year, people are like, yeah, we got fed pretty well, bro. We got fed pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Because of the depth of the games that they usually drop. It's usually, you know, it's gonna be a little bit more weighty as compared to another game that, you know, Xbox may drop as of this time. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to completely condemn exclusives for the future of Xbox and shit, but, you know, them not showing up as much this year it just tells you that, you know, they're kind of taking a low road, they're kind of chilling out for a little bit, but next year it's gonna be trouble. Next year it's gonna be trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's all good. But yeah. Anyways, we're on to a new, well, not a new segment, but a segment we haven't talked about in a little bit. It's called the Trailer Trove, man. We talk about all the stuff from movies, anime, television, other watchable medias and stuff. And we're gonna break down some of these stories. We got 3 for you this week, starting with Groovy J, if you're in the chat. I've waited for this one. We got an update on the Mario movie, man. And I just wanted to put this on the notes for potential slander purposes. Let's go. We heard from Mario star and dinosaur dapper Chris Pratt, who stated that he's been working with the studio to find out what works for the Mario voice. And he said, quote, "It's updated and it's unlike anything you ever heard in the Mario world before." Now, Illumination Studio CEO Chris Meledandri stated, "When people hear Chris Pratt's performance, the criticism will evaporate." So, I mean, are we really about to hear a masterclass in voice acting from Chris Pratt's Mario?
We better. At this point, we better. Like the fellatiation that's going on over this man's voice, like the way since this movie got announced, it's insane. Like I've been working on my voice. Every time I hear about this movie, he's been working on the voice. Oh, the voice. All right, bro. Sure, we're gonna hear what you got to say. And the thing is, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, bro. But if this is just Chris Pratt, I'm gonna be tight.
Bro,
if
if
just
this
Star
man literally
Lord, I'm gonna be tight.
Dog, if he does that, if I'm like, yo, you could have imported voice lines from Parks and Rec and put the shit in there. If it's that, I'm gonna be pissed off. Because y'all telling me it's a revolutionary performance, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna dispel all critics and all stuff like that. You just make sure that Chris Pratt's a good enough Mario to support the awesome cast he has around him. Damn it, I'm ready to slander this. I got my joint at the ready, bro. Clip loaded. I'm ready to put this game in the dirt, but put this movie in the dirt. However, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to let it go. But we'll see. But for now, slander. Should ask. I doubt it, bro. He's gonna do this in front of the mic all day, and then his voice will come. No worry, it's coming. Just hold on. Shit ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I'll be watching this day one because it's too funny not to. Like I gotta watch. Like I kind of beat myself up for not watching Sonic, and then I finally saw Sonic 1 in theaters. No, not in theater. I didn't see it in theaters, but I saw it at home.
You saw it.
I'm kind of happy I didn't watch it in theaters because I was not a fan of that movie. I need to watch the second one though because I heard really good things about that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll watch this one, and I'll give you my take on this. That might be the beginning of my movie review career. That might be it.
Yes, sir. I'm about to say, when easy reviews on movies, baby. We here. Easy reels, baby. Nobody steal that name. All right. Anyways, man, fuck that Mario movie, Jay. You know what time it is. Anyways, on to the next story in the Trailer Trove. According to sources, there is now a Game of Thrones series focused on Jon Snow after the events of the original series. Now, IP creator George R.R. Martin confirmed that it was Kit Harington and his team himself that came up with the idea and brought it to him, and they've been developing it ever since, basically just as long as the other 3 sequels that are, you know, slated and on the way, House of the Dragon and the other 2 as well. So, you know, Jon Snow's getting a sequel. He's still out here. What's going on, Wayne?
No, I don't really want them. I don't want more. I don't even want the prequels. I don't want anything to do with the show. I feel like we should just let it die, but here we are. Cool. Kit Harington was like, "Hey, want to make me another bag?" And everybody was like, "Cool, let's do it. Why not? You might make us a bag. Right. Well, let's get it."
That's right. Why not?
Like, whatever. I guess. Have fun, Kit. Do go crazy. I don't really want this, but I'm sure there are people out there who are still gonna watch it. I just don't really know where they're gonna go from it. Like, I just don't know.
Facts. I'm just saying, me personally. Jon Snow's cool, you know what I'm saying? Again, Aegon and all that stuff. If you didn't watch the show, I'm sorry, y'all. It's too late. Season 8, whatever. I I'm just like, where I don't know exactly. I mean, would he just be a lone traveler doing his thing? You know, was he still gonna be in Winterfell? Is he gonna, go back home and just lead his people? I don't know where exactly they'd pick up after that. I mean, maybe there's stuff in the books that tells about it. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. I personally would have been like, yo, let's just do if we're gonna do a follow-up series, let's do one on Arya, because she's just gonna go off and do what she does. You know what I'm saying? And be an absolute G out here. And she can just discover different lands and be a badass that she is. I think that would be a dope series. But, let's focus on the one motherfucker that got stabbed, you know what I'm saying, was giving it up to, you know what I'm saying, Wild and Coochie. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, do you? I'm not going to write off any Game of Thrones series yet, because a small part of me is like, a small part of me is like, listen, season 8 cannot completely destroy, only moderately destroy what they built over the past 7 seasons before. I still think overall it's a really good show. Overall, it's a good show. Season 8 was just absolute hot dog water. That was straight shaboing boing sauce. I really just I will give them a chance. I will give each show one chance. That's my opinion on it. But honestly, speaking of honesty, like, if this Lord of the Rings show come out and it's better than it, and it looks actually really good, I'm gonna be like, hey, listen, y'all don't got my time. Yeah, I might have to watch y'all like later down the line. But we will see. Apparently the show might be closer than we think. But my final verdict, I guess, okay. But all right, on to the last piece for the trailer trove. I know we spoke a little bit about this last week with King. It was like for a half second, but we got to double back due to more news dropping on this matter, specifically rumored over new projects incoming on the Avatar universe, the Avatar series, the IP, whatever you want to call it. So we apparently have 3 movies slated to release in the near future, with Paramount and Avatar Studios working on. First, a movie centering around Avatar Kyoshi in 2024. Then in 2025, a movie scheduled about Fire Lord Zuko. So again, after the events of the first Avatar Last Airbender series. And lastly, a follow-up to the end of the sequel series with a Legend of Korra movie in 2026. And apparently all movies will be fully animated, so no live action worry. How do we feel about this?
I think it's gonna be cool, but I also want to see what they do with it. I really like the franchise, but I'm also kind of hesitant. Mostly just because of like, I don't know. I feel like Avatar was a really good spot. I think Korra was a really good series too. Like, they were both really good series. Korra didn't get the support it needed to be as good as it could have been. I think this is cool that they're just doing movies. I don't really want more TV shows. I think movies is perfect. Like, yo, remember this? Here's 2 hours of awesome. Here's another 2 hours of awesome. Here's another 2 hours of awesome. And then maybe another series down the line, but even then, I just don't think that it's necessary. But I'm excited. I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah. This is to me, this is like the tester period. All right, if these movies work, and I feel like they work well, then you can give it maybe like another 2 movies where you expand a little bit deeper. Maybe talk about an older Aang, traveling through the world, maybe another adventure, something like that. That's cool. But speaking specifically on these projects, bro, Avatar Kyoshi movie sounds fire. I've been waiting to hear more about Kyoshi for a minute, because Kyoshi's a dog. She a dog. She got that dog in her, and I want to know more about her. How she was really whooping ass on everybody around. But like, I need to see that. A Fire Lord Zuko movie would be super, super interesting. Him rebuilding, again, the Fire Nation after everything that happened after the events of the Avatar series. Again, more shots to Uncle Iroh would be dope. You know what I'm saying? How that process went between, them getting reconciled and stuff like that. I would love to see that. And I'm the least excited about a Chorus follow-up and sequel, because I'm like, I don't really like directly attaching on to the ends of main characters, like side stories and like anthologies around certain people. Like a Tales of Ba Sing Se joint. If you do it around a certain time period, like, okay, this character, not exactly the main one, but other characters did these stories. They did this thing around here. They had this adventure. That's cool to me. But directly attaching on to, the main character right after the events of like a major thing, I'm like, whatever. But I'm still pretty excited about it. I'm still pretty excited to see how they pick it up. Again, thank goodness, fully animated. Do not take this in live action. I will punch you. I will actually punch you. I will find somebody to really hook on you. I will make a call, bro. Thank goodness that's fully animated. But overall, it's just super interesting to see that it's kind of back in its capacity. I'm hoping that we really continually get some good okays from the Avatar Studios. Of course, there's some vets involved and series creators from the OG contributors and stuff like that. So I'm hoping we can reconcile the legacy that is Avatar in a movie sense. Please, dear Lord, can I just scrub my memory and associate Avatar with a movie that's good again? You know what I'm saying? Let's just do that. Let's do that, please. Damn, man. Fuck M. Night Shyamalan. The fuck M. Night Shyamalan over that, bro. I'm sorry. Bullshit. All right, listen. Let me not do that before, you know what I'm saying, I bring up some repressed memories. Let's get out of the trailer trove, man. Let's close that real quick and get into the rest of the main topics for today. I'm not sure if too many people saw this, but we got our first look at the new game entitled Hyenas. Now, Hyenas is coming from Sega and Creative Assembly, which is the team behind Alien Isolation and the Total War series, and is a team shooter, PvPvE FPS game that focuses on teams of 3 breaking into a map areas and different shipment areas and stuff, with the goal of taking the most treasures, stealing pop culture artifacts like Sonic trinkets, and getting out of the map alive. Now, it's got a colorful poppy art style, kind of reminded me a little bit like Apex cinematic trailers and whatnot, with like the poppy and the animation movements. And a big sticking point of the gameplay will be the potential zero gravity scenarios that the sections of maps will have, and where it can be turned on, turned off. Some people have like gravity boosts and whatnot. Looks like a really, really interesting time. No release date as of yet, but there is an alpha test you can sign up for at the website. I already did that because they're trying to get me in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to put content. How are we feeling about this win?
Hold on a second. I'm signing up for the alpha as we speak. No, I'm just
this guy.
I'm not kidding, but I am gonna sign up for it. At first, when I first saw this, when you first said put it in the thing, I was like, I don't want PvPvE. I'm over it. And then I was like, oh wait, it's like a shooter. I was like, oh okay, so I can get behind this. I'm not a huge fan of PvPvE because I think it's kind of stupid in a lot of the times that they do it. But we're just running around shooting, if we're just running around shooting each other and stealing things, I'm kind of for it. I want to see what it looks. It looks really colorful. It looks really pretty, actually. I'm excited. I'm actually gonna sign up for the beta, and we'll see what happens. We'll see if we can make it shake. But I really do I wish that they sometimes shoot me if I'm such an old school way of thinking, but sometimes I feel like I want PvP and sometimes I just want PvE. I think it's cool to have a team of 3 do heists. That's awesome. I think it's cool to have people fight for loot, kind of like in a Battlefield Hardline. That's also cool. I don't think that we always kind of need to combine the two. You know what I'm saying? Some games what's this game, The Cycle, or even that game Scavengers, where it's like a battle royale, but the environment kills you. That shit is kind of ass because I don't need that. I don't need the environment trying to kill me when somebody else is trying to shoot me in the back. I think we really could separate it, you know?
Yeah.
But this does look good. It does look good.
I will say this: if there's enough purpose behind it, I like actually that third element of NPCs or something like that. As long as the AI is smart and not dumb, which is a very, very hard thing for people to achieve. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that sarcastically. It actually is difficult for people to have super either aggressive or competent or tricky or clever AI. You know what I'm saying? It's not that hard to achieve consistency. Well, it's hard to achieve consistency with that. But if they can really maximize the AI usage, and it makes sense within the the concept of the map or the game or the mode or whatever, I really love it. I actually really like it. So looking at this game, again, the premise, you're going into basically, it's a corrupt world, and all these billionaires and millionaires have their stuff saved in vaults, and obviously there's going to be soldiers and outfits and stuff like that are there to protect that. So I understand the purpose of it in terms of the story and the concept. Now, giving them the certain abilities and what they need to be, again, smart AI, aggressive AI, actually provide a challenge on top of, you being up against a bunch of different teams and whatnot. I think that's that's a really good distinction, and if executed properly, it can be really, really fun. Now, some of the details they went in depth with, they said it's going to be different classes. I think it was like enforce, engage, and there was some of the third one, and enforce, engage, escape. I believe that the three was, but yeah, it looks really, really interesting. Again, I'm liking the art. I'm liking how it looks. Again, all these different tools and stuff, like the little bubble bridge that you kind of built, like a little like fire extinguisher, like fluid or whatever the hell that is. Like, it seems really, really interesting. And again, if they can nail the aspect of of the NPC inclusion in the PvPvE and in the other people, I think it could actually be a really fun game. So all first rip, I will say I am interested. And it's really dope to have the Sega inclusion, because you can have a bunch of Sega shit in there, and then that makes it a lot more fun to be have maybe you have some Sega emotes, or what I'm saying, like Sega skins or whatever. That's a part of the loot system, and that's a part of the world. So maybe that could also again really infuse the fun factor in this game, and I think that's what they're trying to achieve with it. So I mean, that's what every game's trying to achieve, but especially with this, show the real overt the pop factors, the pop culture that they have, and really make a good experience. So I'll first rip, I'll say I'm interested, man. I got a couple eyes on it.
Yeah, I definitely will. If I get access, I'll definitely be tapped in. And if there's no NDA, everybody else will be tapped in too.
Facts. We got y'all. Still interested to see how the zero gravity section works, on those maps as well. I don't know how that would exactly change the gameplay, if it's gonna be floaty or whatnot, or you have to have a certain tool to make sure you have gravity boots or whatever. We'll see in time. Yeah. But hopefully they can make it as balanced as possible.
I'm excited to see a Sega shooter. I don't know if we really have that at all.
Facts. And then off top of my head, I can't say they have made one in recent times. Yeah, nah. Like a Sega FPS. Well, I mean, aside from Alien Isolation, but Alien Isolation don't. Yeah, I don't think necessarily.
That's not PvP.
Yeah, no, definitely not PvP. I was about to say, in the modern era, I have not a clue. I have not a clue. I was about to say, oh yeah, Colonial Marines. Fuck Colonial Marines. That game's ass. Never mind.
I don't even consider that a game.
That's not Yeah, I'm about to say that doesn't count. But I just want to say that game's ass. All right. Okay, man. On to the next story. We also celebrated this week the 25th anniversary of the release of Final Fantasy VII. Shout out to Final Fantasy VII Happy Anniversary. And the announcement stream came with a boatload of information. Most notably, two major stories, first of which includes the Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion Remake. That's official, man. The PSP classic that centers around the story of Zack and the events before Final Fantasy VII. It's coming this winter. It's remade, brand new textures, brand new look. It's actually looking pretty dope. People were really stoked and excited about that. Somebody was shouting expletives. I think it might have been Omega Pro. He was like, yo, you needed 85 bleeps for his stuff, bro. It was kind of crazy. But he was super excited for Crisis Core coming in a remade fashion. And then we had Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the actual follow-up to Final Fantasy VII Remake, which showed off new looks of Zack, Cloud, and Sephiroth. It's confirmed to be a part 2 in a trilogy series of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. So we're going to have Remake, now we have Rebirth, and an unannounced third title that is coming. And part 2 will be entering the fray next winter, 2023, man. Thoughts on Crisis Core and Rebirth and the entire Final Fantasy VII showing?
I think it's pretty sick. Like I'm saying, I'm playing these games now. Crisis Core, knowing it's a PSP game, I saw the graphics were nothing crazy, but at the same time, it was a PSP game.
Hey, listen,
think
it's classic.
No, it is, and I'm not saying anything about it. It looks good as somebody who's just not a fan, not a fan, but who just didn't play it. It could just be my ignorance speaking, or just the nostalgia is just not hitting for me like it is for everybody else. But it does look good. Don't get it wrong at all. It does look fun. I want to see what the gameplay is like. And I'm really happy for Final Fantasy fans because it's coming out soon. This is a really good announcement. Yeah. It's coming out this year. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth looks nuts. The first game is still I'm playing it now again. Nuts. I can't believe we even have this. I didn't think this was ever gonna come out. When I saw the announcement, I was like, that weak ass announcements. We're never gonna get this game. I'm sorry to tell you guys. And then I ate the shit out of those words because I said the same thing about Kingdom Hearts 3. Because again, fan of both franchises, just didn't get shit.
But yeah. I feel that.
But I'm excited. I think it's gonna be. I think the games are gonna be. I'm happy that they're doing announcements like on the anniversaries of these things. But I also like.
Mhm.
I hope it doesn't become too predictable. But like this was cool. Like this was a really good showing.
Yeah. I feel like again because it was the 25th anniversary, so it's like it's a very like it's a milestone-y thing. You know what I mean? And we won't have one of those for another while. So, really interesting to see again. Crisis Core, I can only say, you know what I'm saying, people really wanted that. People really wanted to make, get Crisis Core back into the fray. So having that, you know what I'm saying, they come out this year, like out of the blue coming out this winter is really, really dope. Final Fantasy Rebirth, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth looks good. Looks good, man. Like again, people really took the remake super well. Super well made. They know what they're doing with this. It's gonna be a hit. Like it's automatic at this point. I'm really interested, and I was like, damn, I figured it was gonna go that way with the trilogy portion because there's so much to Final Fantasy VII. Like, how the hell are you gonna fit the entire story of Final Fantasy into that game? So it makes sense that they will make a trilogy to kind of piecemeal that content because Final Fantasy VII is such a huge ass story, and seeing that build up and where it goes, I'm honestly gonna be super interested in that. It's a hit. It's a hit. This is honestly one of the better conferences of this entire month.
No,
really.
yeah, it was nuts. I'm surprised.
I
was gonna say I'm surprised. It's just like it wasn't a part of the. I mean, I know why because it wasn't the 25th anniversary yet. But like, if this was in like the Summer Games Fest, we would have lost our shit.
Oh yeah, facts. And this was only 10 minutes long. It was like 10 minutes long. They announced a mobile game. They announced like one other thing, and they got straight to these two. And I was like, damn, yeah, I was killing it, bro. But yeah, honestly, as a gamer, it's a good time. And again, 2023 is going to be filthy. It's gonna just straight. It's your wallet getting clapped. That's your wallet. It's over for you, bro. It's done. Dang, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, man. On to the last story of the pod today. We got the current roadmap for Overwatch 2 and the slate of hero, map, and cosmetic drops coming after the release of the game this fall. Now, PvE mode has been set for 2023 with no other details at this moment. And as the resident Overwatch player, supporter / denier, whatever you want to call it, when I call upon you to, dive into this, man, how do you feel about this roadmap for Overwatch 2?
So my biggest issue was always like, I always was excited for PvE, but the issue I always had was like, if PvE isn't gonna come out for a long time, give us Overwatch 2 PvP and like throw it away. Like not throw it away, but like wait, take your time. Burner. Yeah, like I don't mind waiting for PvE to make it good, as long as I have something to play in the space. Like, oh, I can just play. Oh, I don't have PvP. I don't have PvE, but I can play PvP, get my fill. And even when I'm off of it, like even if I give up on playing Overwatch, I'm like, all right, I'm over it, whatever. When PvE comes out, I'm gonna come back because I do enjoy the game. I really love the story and the world of Overwatch. Truthfully, I was excited. PvE was the biggest mode that I was excited for. The roadmap was questionable. The reason I say this is 3 new heroes at launch, amazing. 6 new maps, awesome. New game modes, interesting. I don't know what they mean by that because the new game mode could be something along the lines of like, oh, this is just team deathmatch or whatever. Like what? It could be something random. Like it doesn't have to be anything. It probably isn't anything crazy, like anything new or groundbreaking. New skins, love it. New mystic skins, that shit's scary because you have legendary skins and those are where like the peak skins. What the fuck is a mystic skin? And you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of like how we have legendary skins in Apex. And what the fuck is a mystic shit? Heirlooms. And what are heirlooms? $300 fucking purchases, basically. Not a big fan of heirlooms in Apex, mostly just because, not because they're not cool, but because it costs like $300 fucking dollars. That's the biggest concern of mine. And then the second drop is like new tank hero, cool new maps, cool new skins, cool new mystic skin, scary, battle pass. Why? We had loot boxes. You guys enforced this. You guys brought this like this disgusting
popularized.
Yeah, you popularized this disgusting practice of loot boxes. And the thing is, they're not the worst offenders because I think I think Overwatch does a way better job than most people because with Overwatch you get 5 things with one loot box and you can earn a loot box. You can earn a loot box pretty quickly. The way when I used to play Overwatch, I would play for like a full day and I'd end up with like 6 loot boxes by the end of it. Like it wasn't hard to get. Now I don't know how the loot box system is gonna be. And on top of that, I gotta buy a battle pass. Fucking why? Why? We already have loot boxes. Why not just release skins? Also, are the skins that you're gonna release a part of the battle pass? Is it gonna be worth the battle pass? There's a lot of questions. Like you're promoting microtransactions, which I'm not a huge fan of. New heroes, new modes, blah 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 blah. 2023, sure. PVE, sure. Push it off. Whatever. I don't mind you pushing it off as long as the game is good. I just truly am scared of what's to come, because announcing new mythic skins. The thing about Overwatch, and like talk to Charles, you talk to anybody who I talk to, we almost all the Overwatch people agree, Overwatch has some of the best legendary skins in the game. They were always amazing. They were always really good. I don't know what this mythic skin is gonna be, but if it's gonna deteriorate from the legendary skins, you're kind of just gonna fuck up the whole cosmetic pool and fuck up anybody even wanting to get loot boxes, because everybody's gonna be like, these skins are cool, but it's not as cool as like the mythic skins, so what's the point? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's crazy. All that being said, fuck Activision.
Yeah, no,
that's
facts.
my words.
That's first and foremost, it is straight fuck Activision. And on top of that, it's like, some people see this as a good thing of seeing this roadmap. I see it as mixed, and I also see it as like, you motherfuckers just aren't looking like the company that we want you to become, honestly.
Facts. It is interesting yet worrying times, I will say. Again, I will never claim to be an Overwatch nigga, because I've never been an Overwatch nigga. I played the beta a few times, and that was it. I'm talking about the beta for the first one. So that you ain't gonna catch me, you know what I'm saying, doing all that stuff crazy. If I'm enticed, you know what I'm saying, if you men do it, I might jump in. But you know what I'm saying, I overall looking at it, I'm just like, when you see, again, like you said before, if you have a loot box system and you go by that, now you have a battle pass. What's your ideology switch here? What's going to be the weight of the battle pass against the loot boxes? What decisions are you making in terms of, again, the weights of that, in terms of what loot you get? Are you going to lock mythics behind the battle pass and then keep everything else there? Are you going to lock, like, what's going to be the breakup of how you drop content, especially cosmetics, which is so popular on the game? What are you going to do to divvy that up and still make it fair, or not make it fair at all? So there's a lot of potential for pitfall when I look at this roadmap, honestly. And again, no, we don't get anything for 2023. They're just saying, hey, listen, October we're getting shit, December we're getting shit, and then that's it. I would assume you would get something every month based on this, but I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they save a little bit for PvE that's coming down the line. I assume it'll probably come like middle of next year, maybe like May or something like that, which is kind of crazy because I thought the game's gonna drop with it. Just outsider's perspective, you know what I'm saying? Just the outsider talking in. I thought you're gonna drop with a PvE story mode. That's just me. But you know, that's a whole other conversation about games not dropping with content. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Wendy's TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Real good conversation going on that side. It just feels to me like there's a couple of little hidden things that you're pointing out that people aren't seeing, with, you know, maybe the practices might change a little bit, and that might inhibit some weird little business practices and behaviors that people fall into because they're just excited to get Overwatch back.
Yeah. It's
yeah, man.
It's a sad, like, its fall from grace is very, we all the Overwatch community felt it, we all see it, and this type of stuff doesn't necessarily make me feel like you guys are rising. It just kind of makes me feel like you guys stopped from falling. But like, yeah, again, you guys are releasing 3 new heroes after maybe like 2 years without releasing any new heroes. And then like it's just not anything crazy, you know, like all this shit that we're about to get, we kind of should have already gotten by now.
Yeah, man, that's wild, man. I really feel for Overwatch fans, bro. Y'all be getting shafted for years. It's tough. I don't know, you know what I'm saying, what to tell y'all, but tough break, man. You better hope Predecessor comes good, bro. I miss Paragon. How about to say Predecessor? I need to go download Predecessor, bro. I need to go play with Grizz because he was playing that shit. I need to get back into that, bro. Honestly.
I have it actually. I think I got granted access.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Oh, shoot,
unless I'm talking about Overprime. No, I'm talking about Overprime. I got Overprime now.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, no. I thought Predecessor was just open now. I thought you could just go get it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, I gotta go look into it. But yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, my last word on that topic was yeah, fuck Activision. You know what time it is. And with that, that is all the topics we have on the pod today, man. It was nice little jog out. You know what I'm saying? Little quicker one on the quicker side. You know what I'm saying? But we got through it. Any stories that we might have been missing from the pod today?
Only thing I can think of is uh what's this game being released today? Fire Emblem Three Houses getting released today. But that's really really about it. If you're not a Fire Emblem fan, you're not excited. If you are a Fire Emblem fan, but you don't like action, but you don't like Dynasty Warrior games, you're also not excited. But if you're me, you are. But I'm broke, so I'm still like, I'm gonna wait.
Oh man, hey, listen, bro. My final notes is America fucking tripping, doing some stupid shit, man. Listen, tell some people you love them, man. If there's resources to help out, and make sure you let them know, hey, listen, this bullshit can't stand. I just want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want to go into details. Just let you know this bullshit that happened can't stand. Yeah. That's all I gotta say on that. But aside from that, you know what I'm saying? No cooldown. We doing the damn thing, bro. Another episode down. It's 28 down, bro. We really getting there, man. It's gonna be a different ballgame when we start putting no, let me stop. That's for another time. Hold on. Let me just drop the seed right there. But hey, listen, make sure you guys go hit us up on all social audio platforms. Rate us 5 stars. Rate us 5 stars, man. Better than your favorite restaurant. Yes, better than that. Yes. Okay, we don't give you food like that, but I mean, we give you mental food. Food for thought. That's what we give you. So 5 stars. Apple Podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Spotify. Google. I was about to say Stitcher Radio. Anchor. All 5 stars. Even if they don't got 5 stars, man, go tell them to request a feature and then let them build it in, and when it's ready, go 5 stars. Thank you. Appreciate that. Make sure you follow us on all social platforms, man. At No Cooldown Pod on Twitter. Wotaku channel on YouTube for Wen's whole content. You guys don't want to miss it. He dropping hella stuff, bro. It's titty thumbnails. You don't want to miss it, bro. So Wotaku channel on YouTube. Wen Easy on all social platforms to find his stuff. And for me, it's that man Tripp on all platforms, man. We cooking up. We hitting goals. We going crazy. You guys don't want to miss it out here. You guys check out Growth as well. I'm about to say check out our group Growth. You know what I'm saying? We doing big things on that side as well. Man, we are back. We're feeling good. We on a roll, man. It's just solid stuff, man. I can't wait to see where games go, especially when we do these reviews, man. I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna have to play Elden Ring before this year's out, aren't I?
You might have to.
Fuck.
If you want to do anything that relates to like the best game of the year or whatever, you're definitely gonna have to talk about Elden Ring.
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Listen, bro, that's all we got for this episode, man. No Cooldown is out of here. And we're good. Yes.
Cool.
That's an episode. Damn it, bro. I really got to play Elden Ring this year. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. I'm probably play it with Chef. I'm about to say, well, I want to play portions by myself to experience the raw game. And like, I got to go in raw. I'm not trying to be no bitch.
Literally.
You know I don't want to do it now, though. But, you know what I'm saying?
Just play like the first, I want to say the first, and this sounds like a big ass ask. Say like the first 5 to 10 hours by yourself.
I mean, 5 to 10 isn't terrible.
No,
that's
it's not. Terrible. But some people be like 10 hours. But yeah, literally just play, like just explore the world, see what's up. And then, because the thing is, you might not even need people. I don't think I've played multiplayer with anybody. Because I personally just like walking around, grinding my shit out, looking up, where can I find this whip? And it's like, oh, it's over here. And I'm like, how do I get to this? Like, there's one part, I think I spent like 20, 30, like, I want to say I spent like a good amount of hours just trying to get this one whip because it looks like the whip Kurama had from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, shoot, nice.
So,
nice.
But like, it ended up becoming a crazy long side quest. And I'm still not done because it's a long, close to end game side quest that I'm still trying to chip away at. But it's not bad. Like, I've had a lot of fun and I've found a lot of shit. It's one of those things where it's like, it is what it is. But it's a really good game. I think you're really gonna enjoy it.
Yeah. I've been avoiding like the plague. Honestly, again, if it doesn't end up on the wheel for the charity stream by the end of the month, I gotta start looking into how I'm gonna play it through the summer or some shit like that. I might have to start looking into options because, I low key want to try and play another game before it though. because I have Far Cry 6 on the side. I do low-key want to at least try that game because I was thinking of doing a video for it, or at least the Far Cry series, and I might need some refresher on Far Cry gameplay and stuff. So I might want to play Far Cry 6 before I just run through that story.
I like Far Cry. I'm gonna wait for that shit to go on sale on PS5 before I buy it though, because I'm not paying full price for that game.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, you probably should.
And I don't even feel like
Far Cry 6 looked decent though. It actually looked decent.
It does. I just don't feel like paying full price. I also like with Ubisoft games, like I'm just like, I'll wait.
Yeah. Also true.
Yeah.
Also true. That shit crazy, bro. But yeah, we'll figure it out.
You know? I'm gonna start a raid up. We'll throw it to Mr. Mac.
But oh yeah, oh shit, I need to go download that. Hey, if he's still playing, I need to go. He playing. It was like a Gundam.
Yes, sir.
I gotta go download that code. Console test baby. Let him know.
Actually, we're not gonna raid Mac just because Nijis is actually streaming.
Oh, is he on?
Nijis is doing it.
Oh, he's charity streaming.
Yes, he's charity streaming. So we're doing Nijis.
Oh, say less. Bet that.
All right, there we go.
Shout out to everybody who pulled up, man. That's love right there. You know what I'm saying? Audio version will be coming out, you know what I'm saying, over the weekend. Video is gonna be up on his channel. You know what I'm saying? This format looking real sexy. Shout out to Trips who came out and, you know, gave the compliment and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? New format, we looking fresh and shit. You know what I'm saying? You see it. But yeah, honestly, I got some ideas for this shit. I just don't know my CPU can handle it.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. But you know, hey, listen, if you got ideas, you know what I'm saying? You're somehow a rare breed if you're a creator, which is fucking crazy. You just gotta create. But whatever. That's not the point.
All right, y'all. It's been real.
Listen.
We'll catch you guys next time.